Hey there, Tundra Nation, and welcome back to the channel. Today on Tundra Tactical, we are bringing you the latest hotness announced from this year's SHOT Show, and I will totally not be making any of this up.
You liar!
That's right, I packed my bags and flew out to Vegas to give you the most up-to-date info on SHOT Show 2024, a week late. Yeah, so sit back, put on those fake press badges, and let's start the show. Hey, on a serious note, guys, one of the titans of the GunTube community, Paul Harrell, as I'm sure you know, is battling with cancer and has passed his channel along to his brother. I understand that by the time this video comes out, they're probably going to have reached the goal of 1 million subscribers, but just in case, I want to encourage you guys to go make sure that you are subscribed. If he is over that mark, subscribe anyways, and let's see how high we can get that number to show him the love that he deserves. Paul has brought more factual, unbiased information to the GunTube community than almost anybody else. And as you're going to be able to tell by this video, we are in fact big fans of factual information. With that being said, let's get right into it. First up, we have news out of the Taurus booth that they've actually started producing guns that function. I'm notorious for hating on Taurus, and for good reason, I think. But this is a big move for the company, dare I say, in the right direction. All 17 people that shot guns at the Taurus booth during range day reported the guns in fact did function as expected. For the longest time now, owning a Taurus has been kind of like owning a mid-90s Buick LeSabre that was owned by your neighbor's grandma before she died. It reeks of Virginia Slims and mothballs and has not been driven over 28 miles an hour since Bush #2 declared victory in Iraq #2. It's a cheap financial move, sure, but you'll come to regret it, having to constantly leave it at the shop. When asked, why are you the way that you are, Taurus, shockingly, had no comment. Only time will tell, I guess, if they figured it out. Next, we made our way to the HK booth and were immediately turned away for not being military or law enforcement. The only thing civilians could look at was an over-molested and underperforming PSG-1 clone for the civilian market that looks nothing like the original and performs about as well as a water-filled Chinese nuclear bomb. Oh yeah, and fart spray made from the actual extracts of HK's top executives' bowel movements. They had that too, and it was available for a reasonable $189.99 per 2-ounce bottle. I am pleased to report though that according to the ATF booth, which was the next booth over, all 69,420 farts that were ripped while walking by would have been genuine gas made by late night grand slams at Denny's and mid-tier vodka, not fart spray. The Smith & Wesson booth was particularly interesting to say the least. The reps were very excited to announce that they're going to stop chambering any gun that they make in anything but .30 Super Carry. Really leaning in on that round, they hope to revive this particular abortion and make it mainstream by flooding magazines that are read by FUDs with stories and articles showing just how good it is compared to everything else. They also showed off a few new bullpup configurations, but I wasn't interested in anything that made me feel like I was reloading my armpit. The interesting thing was they slipped up a couple of times and said they were designed by Keltec though. After day one of walking around the showroom floor, fighting off the gun bunnies and the FUDs from all those small gun stores across the country that only got in because of their SOTs, we started the next day heading to the CMMG booth. Oddly though, they've kind of taken a bit of a different approach to SHOT Show this year. They actually set up in the basement of a Super 8 somewhere off the strip. This booth was, let's say, exclusive to some big name YouTubers and required an NDA. What I am allowed to tell you is that they're coming out with an all new PDW chambered in 50 BMG. This was designed for the mall ninja that says he can handle the recoil because he's, quote, a big boy. What that really translates to is that he's over 350 pounds and he only runs when Taco Bell's about to close. Also, CMMG will no longer be giving out comic book names to their new products. Now they're all going to be set in the Star Wars universe, starting with their new X-Wing Bolt and the all-new vehicle-mounted AT-AT. I'm sure that there's no legal issues that are going to come with this whatsoever. Take that, PSA Saber.
Hey, what's up, Tyler?
Yeah, Mike, you there? Yeah, I'm down in the sands.
You're where? The sands? Dude, you're supposed to be in Boonville.
What do you mean, Boonville?
Dumbass.
Now, back at the convention center, which oddly still smells like that Super 8 basement, we head over to the Maxim Defense booth. Maxim has revolutionized the industry this year, giving us the MD25 phased plasma rifle. Now, they're only releasing it in the 33 watt range, but the 40 watt range should be around sometime, maybe Q4 this year. They were a little tight-lipped on if this was going to be T1000 compatible though, so all you home Terminator builders out there, just keep that in mind. Walking by the Palmetto State Armory booth, we didn't get to see many guns as they had a wall of reps all standing and holding binoculars looking around to see what everyone else is doing and trying to figure out how to do it cheaper. There was some utterance of a semi-auto 1919, I think, and maybe an MG3 clone coming out sometime in like 2031 though. This one is really cool. Primary Arms was showing off their brand new LPVO line that has a -1 to 18 feature. Now, you might ask, what is the -1? Well, it actually allows you to see in the past by 1 minute of angle, meaning at 100 yards, you can see 1 minute back, at 200 yards, 30 seconds, etc., etc. When asked how they achieved this, they wouldn't allude to too much and assured us that they totally didn't steal anything from a UFO crash landing they found somewhere on the Mexican border. Can't wait to see how the Chinese sellers on Wish and Temu try to copy this one. The booth for Sons of Liberty Gunworks was like a neon light show. All of their offerings in 2024 are shipping exclusively in a pink and teal tiger stripe camo. Also, they're only going to be chambering new guns in 350 Legend in a move similar to Smith & Wesson. But we had to end our interview for the day because next up we have the almost never talked about Bud Debate event. This is a full 3 hours of old guys arguing with each other about if a 1911 is better than a revolver, and as usual, the 38 Special guy is left crying, followed by defeated 357 Magnum lovers. The cries of 2 world wars filled the early bird buffets throughout the city, and I did hear about a fight breaking out at bingo later that night, but I was too busy at the Circle Bar putting all my drinks on the High Point tab. Thanks, boys. Day 3, we got up and headed down to see what other craziness we could find and quickly found ourselves at the 511 booth being shown what's new from them. Now, once we squeezed past all the LARPers and tactical dads, we were amazed to see that they had a new, more slick design for their line of tactical pants called the Slick Side. These come with absolutely 0 pockets and are single stitched to ensure they rip quickly and need to be replaced. They expect record profits off this new lineup due to cutting costs by them just ordering them from Alibaba and rebranding them. This is a unique idea. Instead of letting somebody copy your homework, you just steal theirs and tell them to copy that instead. The CZ booth, not surprisingly, had 0 guns on display since it had been turned into an IPA beer garden for the fedora-wearing competition crowd. Now, music was playing, but the sweet sound of improvisational jazz was drowned out by the Glock guys yelling at them for being hipsters. Now, in a genius move to sell more Bren 2s, they're planning to release the Bren 3 so that all the true CZ fans will finally accept the Bren 2 and say they had one since it came out. Now that is knowing your audience, folks. Great job, CZ. After some more wandering and fighting our way past the jerky stands, we came across the Live Free Armory booth. Now they've brought a brand new approach to the firearms market by making their guns more friendly and comforting. LFA has taken the industry by storm with their revolutionary approach to weaponry, touting commitment to spreading love and tranquility through firepower. The company has introduced a groundbreaking new product that's turning heads and raising eyebrows. LFA proudly presents the Pillow Shooter, a firearm that's designed to literally shoot pillows at your opponents. The company's floor rep explained the concept, stating, "In a world full of aggression, we wanted to create a weapon that brings comfort to combat. Now you can resolve conflicts with the soft embrace rather than a harsh confrontation." The Pillow Shooter comes with a variety of pillow options, including the Feathered Fury for a lighthearted skirmish, or the Memory Foam Menace for those seeking a more memorable encounter. The company assures customers that no actual harm is going to come from their product, emphasizing its potential for stress relief and naptime convenience. Drawn in by the smell of fresh marinara, we were surprised to see that the Beretta booth was empty and simply had a sign pointing to the Langdon Tactical booth. When we got over there, all we saw was Taryn Butler furiously taking notes, surrounded by women that needed to be paid heavily to even be in the same room as him. Lucky for him, Vegas is filled with that exact type of woman. Subscribe to Paul first, folks. and then to us.